understand now why Judge Glanville had a friggin' nervous breakdown on the bench, because he's losing his goddamn mind. It's crazy. It's crazy. Can somebody please explain to me? I just want someone to explain to me how any juror operating under the assumption that they are a reasonable person, obeying by the sequester, meaning like not taking in information, which I don't believe that anybody's actually doing that at this point, because it's like almost 160 days in. How is anybody on the jury going to remember everything that's happened over the last 160 days? It's going to be more than that. It's like a year of this trial, and I don't even know what's going on. Like, I tune in to listen, and I'm like, okay, so what's going on? And all I hear is like this prosecutor, it's just word salad, and it's not even like, I don't even understand what's happening. It's like she's taking words that kind of belong in the realm of what she's talking about, and she's just like throwing them all together in like whatever order she chooses to put them. Like, and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, and I'm like, is she trying to confuse the witness? And like, is weird, right? So then I'm like watching, all of a sudden on my feed pops up the judge, yells at the prosecutor. I'm like, oh, okay, like, here we go. So again, it's the same thing, but this time it's like her incompetence or perhaps intentional, trying of the case, so that way, like, she's like coming up with like surprises all the time.
A mistrial is appropriate, and I'm asking.
I can't figure out what it is. If it's disingenuous, if it is that, I don't want to malign the prosecutor standing in front of me right now, so I'm not going to say the possible things that it could be, but it is baffling to me that somebody with the number of years of experience that you have, time after time after time, continues to seemingly purposefully hide the ball to the extent you possibly can for as long as you possibly can. And I really don't want to believe that it is purposeful, but honestly, after a certain number of times, you start to wonder how it could be anything but that, unless it is just that you are so unorganized that you are throwing this case together as you try it. And I am sorry to say that, but this case is being made much more difficult for everybody because of the haphazard way in which it is being presented. I'm going to take a recess for a few minutes. I'll have a ruling when I get back.
My whole thing is looking at patterns, looking at life circumstances and trauma, right? And how does this impact our lives, right? And every time I go to look at this YSL case, it's like all I hear is word salad. It's an embarrassment. It's a travesty of our justice system. We are so blessed to live in a country where we can be given this opportunity to be heard by like a jury of our peers, so they can make a determination, because they live the lives that we live, and not necessarily these judges or lawyers who have gone through higher education on so many levels and yada yada yada, and they understand our circumstances, and we are entitled, we have a right to a fair and speedy trial, and that's not happening here. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. And the judge, God bless her, she has the patience of a saint, because I don't know that I could have held myself back as much as she does in front of the jury and also the defense.
I am going to I'm going to exclude that statement and just tell the jury to disregard the statement and any testimony that had anything to do with the statement. So let's get Mr. Sprinkle back. Did you want to put anything on the record, or are you just getting ready for the jury?
I'd like to put just a matter before the record for the court.
All right.
Your Honor, this is from United States versus Roberts, Roberts. It's 6.
can we just get this over with? Because every time I look at it, I get like anxiety.
Here's the thing is that, and I understand what that law says as well. Ms. Love does not appear to be trying to get a mistrial so that she can try this case over again, which I know if that were what she was doing, she wouldn't be able to try the case over again anyway. So that's just not applicable here. Now, is there continued prosecutorial misconduct merits a mistrial anyway based on that? Yes, potentially we get to that point at some point. But there is not, from what the court's vantage point is, an indication that the state is trying to goad anybody into moving for a mistrial so that they can retry the case because they think they're losing the case. I think they think they're winning the case.
Well, I don't know what they think, but I will say this. This is not becoming, in the state of Georgia, of a trial. And it is all the time, Your Honor. It is all the time. At some point, it's got to end. Because this is not fair to Mr. Williams, and I assume the other people on trial will agree. It is this constant hiding laws, citing law that does not stand for what it stands for, not giving over information, not answering the court, arguing with the court, and I think that it does rise to a level now, but I understand what you rule, but I think that we're well beyond it. And the reason I said promoting statement is it's literally from
Oh, I saw that. I know. I mean, I think my frustration was apparent a few minutes ago. But I truly am struggling with whether all of this is purposeful or this is just really poor lawyering on the part of members of the state's team. Either way, it's really unfortunate. If it's something other than poor lawyering, then it is more than unfortunate. But at this point, and we're going to just move on with that exhibit being excluded. I don't know if I can stress any more than I already have how much the state's lawyers need to make an effort to be upfront and forthright in the trial of this case. So let's get the witness back in.
Your Honor, would you allow me?
I can't deal with it. It's just like, it's almost as bad as it's not as bad as the toxic work environment I'm stuck in right now, but it feels like that. Like, that's all I wanted to come on and say. We're going to be talking about a bunch of things, and I really need to talk about this sheriff because there's something else going on behind the scenes. People have been talking about that, but I think there's something else that no one's picked up on yet, and we're going to get to it. All right, God bless.